What's the first few days of practice been like?
Getting back into it, it's always I used to, when I was a younger coach, I made a lot more judgments in days 1, 2, and 3 than I should have, and now that I get back into it, it's a little bit, you got to be, this thing is kind of a marathon. It's not just a sprint, right? So it was, I think we got a really mature team. We came out here, this is the first day that we could display physicality, and we did some, and that was encouraging. And God's given us, obviously a great break in the weather, so that's been awesome for us. And so we got one more day of this, right, and then get a chance to get some real football and stuff. But I thought that they showed some, showed some physicality today, and I was encouraged by that, and hope we can continue to build off of that.
The competition on the offensive line looks like it's going to be pretty fierce just across the board, with waiting on Logan to get back. Can you just talk about that group and how?
It's most athletic we've been on the offensive line since I've been here, for sure, and really excited about that. We've got some guys that got to grow up, frankly. You know what I mean? We're counting on some of these guys that have come in here and done that, and they've not displayed everything that we want them to do yet, but they are wildly talented. They do like football. It's a good place to get them out here and compete, and so I'm looking forward. Coach Justice has been challenging those dudes, and I could hear him through the wall last night during our meeting, so I know that he's getting after him. To your point, the competition's the best part that we got going. It's unbelievable. So we've got really 3 deep right now with another 3 or 4 guys that can that are all kind of vying for those things. And you're right, we don't even have Logan full yet. So just getting those things back into it. It's going to be exciting. We got to come together. We got to keep coming together. That unit last year had such experience as a unit, so those are going to be kind of some early growing pains, I guess is the best word, but from an athleticism standpoint and from an opportunity to grow into something that could really be a special offensive line, I think we've got the ingredients, but they've all got to grow up together.
Defense is always ahead of offense early in camp. When do you expect to see that turn?
Well, I hope it never does. I hope we are carry that same top 15 defense in there, and they're going to tear up this new league that we got a chance to be in. But physicality is always important. It's always when you're in underwear, it's great for like execution, but who's getting blocked, who's not getting blocked, who's breaking tackles, who's not breaking tackles. I don't know that there's any fair judgment on that until you get into full pads, right? And you have an experience of a couple days building up. Obviously, we got a huge goal of being able to run the ball and stop the run, and I think Coach Simons and I are both pulling for us to get to the point where we feel like that's a battle every single day that we have those run play action periods.
What are your impressions of Matthew Hibner now that you've gotten to work with him out here?
Really excited about Matt. Matt's a consummate professional. He's kind of one of those like weird guys in the athletic sense. He's super focused on his body and intentionality, asks great questions, and he's like a junkie on it, and I love that part of it. And so he's actually more athletic than maybe I even thought he might be, and so he's a really good player in space, which I thought he would be. That showed up on tape, but I didn't know how explosive he would be, and he's displayed some really good things. He's got great hands. He is smart. I think he will contribute instantly, and I got to get him ready. So we'll see how good a coach I am, I guess.
Which of the newcomers have kind of flashed for you besides him?
Yeah, it's still early. We don't have any new. We don't have any freshman tight ends, right? Everyone else is back, right? Adam is continuing to come along. Adam Moore, he's a guy that's body's changed a lot, and he's continuing to come. Trip Reardon's really trying to take that next step this fall camp, so we'll see those 2 guys develop. Both of them have ability, and both of them have athleticism, and both of them have want to. So it's just a matter of getting them to come on, So I thought Stone Eby did a great job setting the physicality tone for our room, and really, it kind of spilled over to our offense, particularly on those couple drives here late. So that's exciting to see. But I'm trying to think of who all the freshmen that we have. I think Coach Justice has spoken highly of Graham Uter. He's a guy that I think that we kind of pay attention to. He's still a puppy. He doesn't know to be tough during practice and crap like that yet. That we got to. That's a bunch of young guys, newcomers, trying to figure out the way we do things. And the difficulty with which we practice, and how we're going to take ourselves from being a potentially good team to being a really competitive football team.
A guy who looks like he's flashed a little bit just in some of the tempo stuff and just workouts. Derrick Football. What does he bring to the table? And I know it's kind of a bit of a loaded group or whatever, but
That's right.
What does he bring?
Well, Derrick is a super explosive guy, right? He's got suddenness, he's got versatility that you kind of see out of kind of that same mold as Junior Daniels or Brashard Smith, you know, some of those kind of skill sets. He's still kind of a lateral runner. We got to get him more downhill. Now he's small right now. I think you know, as he continues to be here and build up, you know, a year from now his body's going to look very different. But he does. He has the things that you want to recruit to play in this league, right? He's got explosiveness, he's got vision, he's got miss ability, he's got tackle breaking ability. He's got great ball skills. He is smart. He wants to be here. I mean, he wants to play. You know, so he's got kind of the makeup too, and we just got to keep putting him in situations where he can. He'll be one of those guys that'll be fun to when you're live tackling. To really know that's where you'll know how good he is. You know what I mean? When you say, "Oh gosh, I had no idea until that happened," and then so I'm excited to see him in those kinds of situations.
What's RJ Maryland done this offseason, and just how has he come in looking in camp so far?
Man, great. 240 pounds. I never thought I'd see the day. You know what I mean? 2 years ago when that was here, he's got a guy that I've been talking about since we were here, right? Just that we believed in. Obviously, he's got unbelievable skill set. He's a professional-minded guy. He's got, you know, high goals, and he's got high goals for this team and for himself and for our offense. And I'm excited to help him develop with that. And I think that he is super smart. He's super intentional about our offense, about all those details and doing those sort of things. And you know, there's no question his skill set that shows up on Saturday. It's just a matter of continuing to put him in situations now that we're going against a different brand of football, right? A little bit bigger, a little bit more athletic defenders that we got to face, and I'm really excited to see him, and I think he's got a good look in his eye.
The quarterbacks, with Keldrick now in his second year, with Kevin getting some experience down the stretch, Preston going through his first full year of the starter, how different are they treated in practice as far as the expectations? Does that change at all this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to raise the expectations, right? The quarterback's got to be the toughest guy on our offense, and it's not close, you know. And so those three guys are obviously, you got a guy that's won 11 games, you got a guy that won the conference championship game, you got a guy that took won 14 games as a high school senior, and so got guys that have been in our program, and it's their responsibility. You know what I was talking about earlier is making sure that our culture and the things that we want done and how we practice and how we do things bleeds into the rest of the team. It's those guys' responsibility to do that, and I think that there is a high accountability, and it's great having Coach King come in here, and he's a guy that's played in this offense recently, you know, so he's a guy that really gets in there, and I think does a great job challenging them and challenge them to. They got to display the most toughness on the team, and they got to display the most, be the best teammates on this team, and they got to be the leaders of what it is that we're trying to do on this offense.